We are going for liftoff.
Yo. Welcome to an episode of Toke Talks, your sports podcast for the everyday fan. I'm your moderator, Chino, here with host Felix, Luciano. We're here with co-host Dustin, Walter. Here with us once again, 2 weeks in a row, pouring strong drinks, the Drunken Dogo. Yo. Representing the Dolphins once again with that crazy hat. Yes, sir. We also got Louie with us tonight. First time with us.
What's up?
Welcome to Toke Talks.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Last week we were talking about the free agents sitting out on camp, specifically Melvin Gordon from the Chargers and Ezekiel Elliott with the Cowboys.
Zeke.
Today Zeke missed his flight to LA for training camp, it looks like. But also joining that list, other superstar Michael Thomas, wide receiver from New Orleans.
Stud from New Orleans.
Big boy. Led me to the fantasy football championship last year. Melvin Gordon did too, actually, no cap. And now they're both sitting out, so that's going to change up my team. But, I mean, if that remains the same, three big guys in the league sitting out, you think that affects both the NFC and the AFC? What are y'all's predictions looking like?
Doesn't really affect mine so much, just because I think a lot of these players are going to get contracts. Michael Thomas, he's a stud. He will be with the New Orleans Saints their first game.
Yeah.
That one I have no doubt about. The one that scares me the most and would alter my predictions a little, but I would still stay strong with them, is going to be Melvin Gordon. And the only reason I say that is just because we'll get into it later with my predictions, but I do think that the Chargers become a Super Bowl contender with Melvin Gordon on that team. Yeah. Without Melvin Gordon, I'm not even going to discuss them trying to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. But
they need Gordon.
I agree with that.
We'll go ahead and start with AFC, because that's where the players are.
Yeah, wherever you want to start.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with AFC. Right up top, the AFC East. I think this is the easiest one for everyone to pick. Vegas is going to go ahead and give you no money if you bet on them. The New England Patriots.
It's not even worth betting on them.
They will always be the guy in high school that you hate, but you know is going to be nominated for prom king every single year.
Every year.
Then we go into the AFC North. I'm sorry, but I'm sticking with Mr. Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah,
I think he takes...
And the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to go with
my goodness.
the Cinderella story. I'm going to go from broke to rich.
Over the Steelers.
I really like Baker Mayfield this year. Baker Mayfield, if he's feeling dangerous, I'm feeling dangerous with Baker.
That's what He's got a lot of options. He does have options.
Have you seen his documentary? The Cleveland Browns documentary?
Yes.
Pretty dope.
But what's their line look like? How much time is he about to have to throw? What's their
Baker
line?
Mayfield makes time.
Okay.
He makes time. So that's the only reason why I would go ahead and stick my neck out for them. We go into the AFC South. I'm sorry, Dustin. You're going to hate me.
If you don't say the Indianapolis Colts, you're dead wrong.
I am not going to say the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry, but I think this is the year of the dangerous men. And I stick out my neck for Deshaun Watson all the time. Him and DeAndre Hopkins are next level.
Yeah.
They are next level talent. That's who I'm predicting.
I mean, they had that crazy stat last year.
Hopkins didn't drop any passes.
No passes.
Zero drops.
You can't ask for better. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Zero, exactly.
The only thing about the Texans that worries me is Clowney's sitting out now, too.
Yeah, but that's another person that I think when you see these teams and you know that your team has a chance to win a Super Bowl or be a contender,
you pay him.
You're going to find a way to get it done.
Yeah.
Even if it's like you sucking it up and taking
that one
franchise
video
tag.
in college made his career, bro.
Knocking the helmet off?
Bro,
incredible.
That's always going to give him a contract.
Incredible.
Secured bag every time because of that video.
And the AFC West, I'm going to go on a limb here. And the only asterisk I'm going to put on this is if Melvin Gordon sits out. Because I honestly think that he is one of the only people that will legitimately Le'Veon Bell it and be like, yo, I'm sitting out the whole season. I don't care. If he is there, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers only because of experience. Because I think Phillip Rivers is already at the end of his career. The only reason why I would say the Chargers, though, and why I give him that edge is because of the experience. Phillip Rivers is already towards the end of his career. I still think he has a lot of years in him, and I still think they're good years. But that chance to steal that Super Bowl, I think this is the chance that he has right now.
Yeah. And I agree with you on what you said at the start of this, that all the players that you just said I think will get paid. Now, I said last week that I would not pay Zeke, and I'm going to stay by that. Yep. I'd rather trade him because I don't think the running back position is that valuable. Now, like I said last week as well, I'd pay Melvin Gordon only because of Phillip Rivers.
Let me just ask you one question. I know the Dallas Cowboys is like America's team, and they make a bunch of money.
They shouldn't be. They're mediocre.
And they're the number one.
$5 billion.
Yeah, they're the
That's
richest
America's
franchise when
team.
it comes to it.
Yeah.
My only question is, do you think they sell as many tickets if they don't have Zeke though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
do you think that has
Yeah, we
nothing to do
because
with it?
that
still
$5 billion
they still
didn't
go,
come when
yeah.
they drafted Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm saying, like, right now you have the appeal of, like, oh, we have
Oh,
a great
yeah,
quarterback,
there's-
we have a great running back, a
Yeah.
great receiver, the defense has good players. If you don't have Zeke,
Nah, we got season ticket holder, oil money.
Yeah.
deep.
And their stadium, that stadium makes the most revenue out of any other stadium.
Yeah.
in
but
the
continue, I'm
country.
sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt
no.
you there.
But
So I think you both agreed on the A. Or, I'm sorry,
well,
what?
no. As far as AFC West goes, I'll start there because I love your Chargers argument. I would have made the argument last year that they had the best overall roster, top to bottom. Phil Rivers, Hall of Fame quarterback. Melvin Gordon, Pro Bowler. They have a great O-line. They have Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram as the pass rushers. They got Derwin James, who's a Pro Bowler for a rookie and the safety. Casey Hayward, one of the top corner. Like, they got players at every level. So I totally see where you're coming from with the Chargers, but for me, I still got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Partly because of what we just found out a couple days ago with Tyreek Hill. I think that's big for them, man. Tyreek opens up.
back.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that's really big for them. So as far as the AFC West goes, I got to go Kansas City Chiefs. It's hard for me to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I think after Aaron Rodgers, he's probably got the most talent.
It's easy
As
for
far
Kevin
as-
to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, come on, bro.
All right.
I would put my money on the Chargers over the Chiefs. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, so
For
you got
sure.
the
It's
Chiefs.
close though. Like we're talking like I think the
we're
Chiefs
splitting
will go
hairs.
like 12-4, maybe 13-3, and Chargers
So I-
go 11-5, something like
Yeah,
that.
I can see it being like one,
So
maybe two
let me
games.
ask you. Let me hear who you have for the AFC. Obviously, we know who
Yeah.
you have
So
for the
my AFC
South.
North, I'm gonna go with the unpopular pick. I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
You think they still have enough?
I think Big Ben has so much to play for this year. And if there's two things that are extremely important in football, it's your head coach and your quarterback. And I'm sorry, that's the best duo in that division. So I'm gonna take the best quarterback and the best head coach in that division, and I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Who also just got an extension today.
Is Connor still
Yeah.
on the
So
team?
Big Ben.
the running back.
James Conner?
Yeah.
They,
Top
they,
10.
they replace people with stars. Like,
Yeah, he's nice,
Le'Veon
bro.
Bell got replaced with Connor. Connor showed out.
Connor, yeah, that's
He's-
what I'm
if
saying.
He has another bro,
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Exactly.
From
exactly
USC?
what I'm trying to say. Antonio Brown is going to leave, but Juju Smith is ready.
Now, as far as the Browns go, I think the Ravens take a big step back. Lamar Jackson got exposed in the playoffs last year. Holy cow. I'm pretty sure he was under like 50 yards through three quarters as far as passing yards go against the Chargers. You can't win like that.
You know what I do like about that?
And now there's a year of tape out on Lamar Jackson. So if he doesn't change his game up, it's going to go downhill quick.
The one thing I do like about that team, though, is now they have a team that could just run down your throat.
Yeah, but
That Mark Ingram acquisition, like, that's a big deal. He's a really good
once
player,
you're
but I don't
down,
think he's somebody to push
exactly.
them over.
Once
by
you're
no
down
means.
14-0 in the playoffs, you can't go
Oh,
to
yeah.
that ground and pound. You're
I'm
gonna
not
have to
putting
start
them in.
throwing
The, I'm
ball.
not even putting them in the playoffs. I
Yeah.
just don't think they take that much of a
Yeah.
step back. Like last year, they went 10-6. If they went 9-7, like I guess it's a little of a step back, but like not as much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I would have the Steelers finishing first, and then the Browns. I don't even really want to put them second, honestly. I still kind of want to put the Ravens there, but like I said, I have no faith whatsoever in Lamar Jackson, and I do like Baker Mayfield a lot, so I'm going to put the Browns second, but I'll believe it when I see it with the Browns. Make the playoffs, then talk.
Yeah, like them. They passed the eye test with all the studs on the
Oh
team.
yeah, they got it on.
But
paper.
when they're actually out there and like people are actually guarding you and trying to kill you, it's not your same team guarding you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit different. But I still think they have enough firepower to get
Yeah,
it first.
they're probably the sexiest team in the league. I'll say that.
Not to mention,
there is no other team besides my Colts. I don't know if I'd rather watch any other team in the league right now than the Browns.
not to mention that after week 7 they get Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Oh dang, I didn't realize that.
I'm
That's
just
a
gonna
nice
go
little
ahead.
pickup right there.
I'm gonna
He's
skip
suspended, but he
over.
comes
back.
I'm gonna skip over the AFC East because I 100% agree with you. It's New England Patriots until Tom Brady turns 65. Like it's ridiculous at this point. Now here's where I have a huge problem with you, Felix. A huge problem. Oh my gosh! And I want people to comment down below on what they think about this. The AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts should be the overwhelming favorite. Okay, Andrew Luck is a year healthy now. His shoulder is 100% healthy, no questions. Quentin Nelson, rookie last year, all pro. One of the best one of the best offensive line in the league. Andrew Luck only got sacked like 14 or 16 times last year. Best in the league. Yeah, so we have a great O-line. So let's count that, okay? T.Y. Hilton, one of the best wide receivers in the league.
Shout out FIU.
We got Deion Kane, Paris Campbell from Ohio State, speedy wideout to go with TOI. We got Eric Ebron, who's a pro baller. Jack Doyle coming back from injury at tight end. Darius Leonard, all-pro rookie middle linebacker. Kenny Moore, dude, I can just keep going on and on. I'm telling you right now.
I feel like he's just reading the roster right now.
Bro, we have... It's not even in front of me. This is all from the dome.
Yeah, no, I mean, they do got.
Plus, we have one of the best general managers in the league, so I wouldn't be surprised if we pull off some great trade. Marlon Mack, great running back. The Houston Texans have one of the worst O-lines in the league, man, and that is bad for Deshaun Watson. He got hit more than anybody last year.
I'll tell you what. I think the Colts are definitely going to be up there. I think they're going to be a great team this year.
Oh, I'm so
but
excited.
I think when
just
it comes to the
talking about
playoffs and when it comes to that second round of playoffs, their level of defense just isn't going to be
The
enough.
defense is the only thing that I'm worried about.
I argued this with you before. If one of those defensive stars go down, I'm not worried about your offense. The offense works. Always works, but that's not how you win championships. Everybody knows you win championships with a defense.
We're starting to add depth, though. And the only reason why I'm so confident is because of our general manager. He drafted two not Pro Bowlers, all pro players last year.
But how often
so whoever
do you think
he
that's
picks,
gonna happen, though?
No, not every year. But I bet you his first round pick is going to hit 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times. And we just drafted our first round pick was a corner. So we got him pairing up with Kenny Moore. We got Malik Hooker, safety, who's been a stud for us back there. Our defense is starting to come together. We just need to fix up that D-line, and that's the only thing that I'm really worried about as far as the Colts go.
Yeah, and you got to remember the level of quarterbacks that you're going to be going against in the playoffs. Like we said, like when you're facing off against Patrick Mahomes, it can't be, oh, our defense is good. We have this. It has to be our defense is all together. Our defense is the reason why we're in the playoffs, and I don't think that's why the Colts will be in the playoffs. The Colts will be in the playoffs because of the first reason that you said, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is a stud. There's a reason why he was the one to take over Peyton Manning's position, and the Colts were so willing to just part ways with him. When you see Andrew Luck, he is literally exactly what you want in a quarterback. Size, girth, he's a big dude. He's a corn-fed dude. Like, you could tell that he's about this football.
Country boy.
He's you never hear about him in the tabloids.
I mean, the dude has a
bad
flip
like that.
phone. I love Andrew Luck, man.
You get what I'm saying?
He'll always take the blame and he'll never take the credit. It's exactly how you want your quarterback to be.
And I think that'll be great, and I think that'll be enough to put you guys in the top and put you guys in the playoffs. But when you start facing off against these people, their defenses aren't the same. They've been there before, so their playoff defense is going to be more
But the thing
intense.
is, though, with an O-line as good as we have, we control the game with our run game. Deshaun Watson is not going to be on the field that much, and Houston does not. The only thing Houston has good on defense is their D-line. After that, it's mediocre players. They got a mediocre secondary, and they got mediocre linebackers. You take J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney off that D-line, they're not nearly as dangerous.
But those people ain't leaving.
No, but what I'm saying is Andrew Luck's going to hand the ball to Marlon Mack 20 to 30 times a game. That's going to take off a lot of time. We're going to keep that clock moving. And if we get them going 3 and out, if they go 3 and out, we get the ball back again, then we're just taking another 7-8 minutes off the clock, and that stuff adds up quick.
No, yeah.
And that's what a good O-line does for you.
I think that's another one where it's going to be 1 or 2 games difference between who's actually taking that series. And I think the only way that the Colts are going to be in the Super Bowl is if it has to go through Lucas Oil Stadium.
I agree with that.
Oh, no,
the Colts are not an outdoors team. That showed last year in Kansas City, and I hate to say it.
If you guys are going to go to Kansas City or go even to New England,
it has to be in the Dome,
like
for sure.
That's a different team.
Yeah.
And the thing that scares me with that division is the worst teams in the division aren't
Oh, no,
bad.
they're great.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, what was the biggest complaint last year? The quarterback position.
We pretty much had 3 teams in the playoffs last year. The Colts and Titans Week 17 game was a playoff game. The winner of that game got the wild card spot. So we pretty much had 3 teams in the AFC South fighting for a playoff spot.
But the Jaguars were literally in the worst position.
And they got better with Nick Foles.
And they got better.
For sure. But I'm telling you right now, that a good O-line, man, does so much. That's why the Steelers and Le'Veon, that's why the Cowboys have been great. As far as offensively goes, it's so important. So let's go ahead. Let's skip ahead to
Wait, hold on, because it seems like you guys, the 3 main teams in question are the Chiefs, the Chargers, or the 4 main teams. My bad. The Chiefs, Chargers, Texans, and the Colts. Which 3 make the playoffs? Because obviously 2 of them are gonna win their division, according to both of y'all. Is one of them taking the wild card? Which one?
Well, I think you just said it. You have the Colts taking it, right?
Yeah.
The Colts taking the wild card.
Yep.
And then I think it's going to be really similar to last year, except it's going to be flip-flopped. I think the Colts win the division and the Texans take the wild card.
Or maybe even like the
Over who? The Chargers?
Well, they could honestly get the wild card as well. There's 2 wild card spots. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 4 teams in the playoffs that are from the AFC South and the AFC West.
I agree with that.
4.
Because I'm looking at the other division, and you guys got a lot to match up to.
Our division's one of the best, and people hate on the AFC South all the time. It's an extremely underrated division, especially as far as defensively goes.
Sure, but when we talk about the AFC South, it's hated on because we could remember a couple
hated
years
because
ago,
of the quarterbacks.
Houston had Matt Shaw playing quarterback.
And
Their
then
team sucked. The
Jaguars
Colts,
had Blake Bortles,
The Colts last year, if you would have been on this podcast, we wouldn't have been talking about them.
Hell yeah, we would have. Andrew Luck played all year last year.
I'm sorry, 2 years ago.
2
I'm
years,
sorry.
yeah,
2 years
2
ago.
years.
I'm saying like in the near in the near past, all of these teams have been bad.
And after
Like the Tennessee Titans before Marcus Mariota were bad.
After the midway point in the NFL season last year, nobody had a better record than the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to make the playoffs after starting 1-5?
You know how easy it is when nobody touches your quarterback?
That's what I'm trying to say. We were the hottest team in the league last year until we ran into the Chiefs. You take that game away, we were the best team in the league, and I think we carried that momentum forward. I'm telling you, man, the Indianapolis Colts. Take your bets now while they're not that low. I'm trying to tell you, man. Make your money now because they're going.
And ladies and gentlemen, with that, wrapping up the AFC, we've reached cruising altitude. We're about to be settling into the NFC. But we want to thank y'all for tuning in once again with us at Toke Talks.
We really appreciate you guys subscribing, liking the videos, commenting on everything.
And let us know what y'all think. Who you agree with, who you disagree with. Who you would change out of that, let us know. Give us your input. We'd like to know. But with that, I think we're going to jump right into the NFC. Let's start with the best division in the NFC. You know what I mean? Let's just get right into it. NFC East. We all know the Cowboys winning that one.
All right, Dustin, let's both say who we think is going to win on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Eagles.
That's false.
It's
That is false.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles, bro.
That's false.
It is the Philadelphia Eagles.
It hurts my soul. Man. I cannot argue the Giants.
I'm sorry, man.
The Redskins, I think, take a significant step back.
Oh yeah,
and like
they're winning 4 games.
Become
year.
a developing
Max.
team, and let Haskins or Hoskins, whatever his name is,
the Redskins.
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins. Yeah.
Let him develop and actually like become NFL ready.
Giants are still throwing Manning out there,
and I think the Cowboys will fight. Like I'm not saying the Cowboys aren't going to be in there. But if you guys don't have Zeke, you're not in there.
I agree with you on that. We definitely do need Zeke back.
See, the thing is with Zeke, I think he's going to play either way. Even if he doesn't get paid, I think he plays. I think the Le'Veon Bell situation last year was the anomaly. Like, that's not going to happen every year. I think Le'Veon, if he could do it over again, wouldn't do that because he lost a lot of money, man.
I mean, Zeke gets endorsement deals.
He's
going to make his bread anyway.
Quick room question. If Zeke doesn't play this year and sits out the whole year, does that division just become like the Patriots? Like everybody knows the
Cowboys
Eagles
are still competitive.
You still think they're going to fight?
Because like I said last week, man,
the
line and running backs are replaceable.
Gui?
Dude, y'all can't be sleeping.
The Bears.
Bro, don't sleep on my
The Bears
dog.
are great. The Bears are a good team, man.
The Bears had like a top 3 defense, though. I mean, they were nice.
Bro.
The Bears have Khalil Mack.
That's
what they have.
Hey, top 3.
He is a machine.
But yeah, I think it's clear cut as far as the NFC East go. It's definitely the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I think me and Felix agree there.
Yeah, you can go ahead and continue.
As far as the NFC South goes, I think it's going to be the New Orleans Saints again.
Even if Thomas sits out?
Well, like I said, I
think
think he gets paid, yeah. There's no way the New Orleans Saints don't pay Michael Thomas. He's been so good for them.
You know why I would say that? Because now they got rid of Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram was probably one of the other people that would have to get a big contract.
Yeah.
And now that you don't have him.
Exactly. You can afford him.
You can afford him.
But can you even name another wide receiver? I can think of one. He played for UCF.
Is Ted Ginn Jr. still on that team? Ted
I'm
Ginn
not
Jr. is
sure.
nasty on that team.
He was a 1-year contract last year. I don't know if he
I'm sure
signed.
he's back.
But Traquan Smith from UCF is the only other guy I can think of. But the Atlanta Falcons would definitely be my number 2 team. I think Cam Newton is the most overrated quarterback in the league. I think the Panthers finished 3rd, and then the Bucs 4th, obviously. Hate to say it because that's the hometown team, but the Bucs, man.
We will be at every single Bucs game, though.
Yes, sir.
I think the NFC North is the most interesting division.
The NFC North?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me your prediction.
Because it's either the Bears or the Packers.
Yep.
It's either the Bears or the Packers.
I think
Shipping Minnesota out of this altogether.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Minnesota out of this altogether.
Kirk Cousins is his
Overrated.
record against teams that are over 500 is pretty atrocious. He doesn't show up in big.
Minnesota?
He doesn't show up in big games.
Minnesota's got players.
Oh yeah, they got talent for sure, but
They've got players.
I just don't believe in their quarterback.
Oh yeah, they do got a defense. Yeah.
Defense alone.
But honestly, man, like I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers has like a fire lit under him with that whole Mike McCarthy situation. I think he's just gonna come out guns blazing, man. Like my heart is telling me Packers, but my mind is telling me Bears, just because I like that defense.
Yeah, the Bears.
That's
are
gonna be
nice.
so hard to score
Yeah.
against the defense. And Matt Nagy is one of the best offensive coaches, the head coach for the Bears.
Not to
He's
mention
great.
that the Bears' whole offense is young, and now they're starting to get older, and they've been in the NFL.
Yeah, when you have a defense that strong, 14 points wins you a game.
Their
half the time.
quarterback is ready to go. Trubisky,
Yeah.
he's ready to go.
Oh yeah, he puts up. Yeah, he puts up
beast,
points.
bro.
Their running back, Mr. Cohen.
Yeah.
Like
Cohen
most
is
of
a
it.
star for the team.
Yeah, definitely.
And they have Allen Robinson, who now has been with the team for a full season. And when he was with Jacksonville, he was a stud.
Yeah.
So I feel like once he feels out the system and already has had games with his quarterback, that team's going to be different.
Yeah.
So I agree with you with fighting like hairs between the Bears and the Packers, but I think Aaron Rodgers is just that man.
Yeah,
I think this
it's the
year,
Packers, too.
I think this year the Super Bowl is going to be the year of like that quarterback. Like you're going to see two big quarterbacks, two big name quarterbacks. I don't think it's going to be a Jared Goff in the Super Bowl is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I don't have the Rams in my championship game.
Yeah. And then the NFC West, the Rams are just too good.
I was gonna say
Their offense is just too
you
good.
have to
I
have
love
the- you have to pick the Rams out of
I
that.
love Seattle, and I
Yeah.
really want to fight that their defense is great and that Russell Wilson is going to take them to the next level. Russell Wilson just got paid max money.
Yeah,
He's getting
ready
paid a
to
lot
play.
of money.
Yeah, he's ready to play now. For
Not
real.
yeah, but not only that, he's also absorbing a lot of the money that they can play around with to pick up other players, which is understood. He deserves it.
He get. Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl.
Baldwin is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doug Baldwin is gone.
Yeah. He went to
Cam Chancellor retired.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a lot of their big name players, Richard Sherman
gone. He's been
is in
gone.
the same division.
Yeah.
They play against him twice every
49ers,
year.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Like that team is falling apart. Earl,
yeah.
he's with Baltimore now. Like that's not the same
Pretty
team.
much, he's just trying to. He's going for loyalty.
They
now.
were still a playoff team last year, though.
Yeah, but I feel like my prediction of the Rams is I've already seen every single player on the Rams play, and I know how good they are.
Todd Gurley, bro.
Exactly, and they're getting Cup back.
monster.
They're getting Coop back. Kupp, Mr.
Yeah,
Coop.
Mr. Coop.
That guy's nasty.
Yeah,
So you
And,
have the Rams coming out.
Yeah, like I can't.
You have to.
I can't bet on a team that I haven't seen what they're gonna do yet.
I think this is
Garoppolo might do something.
I was just about to say, I think this is another really interesting division just because of the 49ers. Like, 49ers would be my pick that didn't make the playoffs last year that would make it this year.
Yeah, I get what
That
you're
would
saying. Like
be
a
like-
complete turnaround.
Yeah, like,
The most improved team.
yeah. For obvious reasons, Jimmy Garoppolo only played, 5 or 6 games last year, I
Yeah,
think.
unfortunately.
So, obviously, he's going to come back healthy. And we have no idea what the hell Arizona's doing. Like,
Yeah.
they hired a college coach. They just got a true college quarterback who's 5'8", 5'9".
Mr.
So,
Murray.
I'm
They got a
telling you,
baseball
Aaron
player,
Donald.
right?
Aaron Donald has probably eaten burritos bigger than Kyle Murray.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
He benches Kyler Murray's on each side of his dumbbells.
Easy.
Let's go to the playoffs then. I'm ready to hear who you have advancing.
Who do you guys have in each finals? AFC finals and NFC finals.
In the
The
AFC,
championship game.
in the AFC championship, I have to put the Patriots there.
Okay.
So you got the.
Who do you have
Pats.
them playing?
Unfortunately,
Be
the
careful
Kansas
with what
City
you.
Chiefs.
Oh Jesus.
I'm sorry,
Y'all
but I
love Mahomes,
disrespectful,
huh?
bro. So disrespectful.
I think it's not even about Mahomes. I think him having Hill the
Oh,
whole
it's
season,
so big, dude.
having Hill the whole season,
Yeah, that is a big difference.
Kelsey being at 100%, and I do think that it's going to go through Arrowhead. Their team just outranks a lot of these lower end teams completely, so much so that Mahomes is going to have 5 touchdown games that aren't even going to be close. And then you get into tiebreakers, and they're going to have all the tiebreakers on all these games. I think they're going to edge out the Chargers or edge out the Colts. because I do think the Colts are there.
Okay, what about your NFC?
My NFC,
Yeah.
I think it's the return of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers
Interesting.
makes a really big playoff push, and I want to see him do a playoff push like he did his last Super Bowl. Take the season, figure out your team, even if you only go 10-6, instead of 12-4 or being like that top team.
But you think 10-6 is enough to get him in?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know the Bears are gonna do better than 10-6.
10-6,
So that
they're-
means they're going for a wild card with that.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning the division with 10-6.
Okay, whatever it would take to win the play or to get into the playoffs, that's how many wins I want.
12-4, 11-5. I say you might get the second wild.
Then I want 11 wins out of Aaron Rodgers, and I'd rather him take those losses in the regular season and figure out his team completely and make the same push he did last time to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
People like that, like one of the most underrated things that people don't talk about as much as they should is momentum. A lot of these
so big.
teams going into the playoffs, if you have the correct momentum, you're taking out these top teams that are supposed to be mopping the floor with you.
No, yeah.
So I have Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sorry, but like I said, I think this is the year of the quarterback. I think Drew Brees has the biggest chip on his shoulder this year to
He wants
take out
it. He does
every
want it.
single ref and put
Yeah.
himself in the position where the ref can't even alter the game.
Like he's gonna be up 4 touchdowns.
Think about his last 2 years.
I
man.
say that to my guys all the time. I've played flag football for a long time. I've had a lot of gut-wrenching losses by refs' hands.
Yeah.
It's the worst feeling ever. But I'll tell you one thing. You're able to rally behind that. You're able to take that and turn it into positive energy and momentum and actually use it correctly. And Drew Brees is that kind of guy to do that. He already has the record. He doesn't have to worry about breaking records or anything. I think this year he could just focus on being Drew Brees and winning a championship again.
I mean, I think he was on that path last year. Just that one, bro. We all know that call. Like that definitely blew their whole season. But I think this year you're right. He's gonna come out and he's not even gonna let one call affect the game. He's gonna be up 2 to 3 touchdowns every time.
Who do you got, Dustin?
All right. I'm going to agree with you on the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. It was so close. It was either going to be them or the New England Patriots. But, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to go Chiefs. But I would not be surprised if it's the Patriots at all. And if you've been listening to this video at all, I think you know what the next team is going to be. The Indianapolis Colts, 100%. I'm sorry, Quee, but the Patriots' reign is over, bro. So those are my AFC teams. And I think that's a hell of a game, by the way. And I think the AFC Championship game, instead of us going to Kansas City, I think it's going to be at Lucas Oil.
I think that's the only way you guys win.
Like I told you.
Because if it's snowing, Andrew Luck has proven that he's not a good quarterback when it's snowing.
It has to be at home.
And that's when players like Tom Brady and Mahomes flourish.
Yeah.
They're used to it.
But as far as the NFC goes, I 100% agree with you on the New Orleans Saints. I think they're the clear-cut favorite to come out.
Can I say it one time? Who that?
Who dat? If you think about the way they've lost the last 2 years, man, with that penalty, and then that miracle touchdown catch by Stephon Diggs with the Vikings.
It's like a black cat walked
It's
in front of
crazy.
them.
It's crazy. I just think, they're going to come back swinging. I think the Michael Thomas thing is
Minuscule.
nothing at all.
Yeah.
He's gotta get
Nothing
fired.
at all. It's just, he's got to do what he's got to do to
get his money. Like that's an agent thing. Like his agent's
his agent
telling
will
him,
get a deal for him.
sit at home, sit back, we got this.
And I have the Philadelphia Eagles, man.
Yeah. That
Over
was actually
Green-
one of my little wild cards that
Over
I was
Green
going to throw in.
I view them like I view the Chargers, top to bottom, players everywhere. And I'll just go ahead and wrap mine up here. I think the Saints beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. I think the Colts beat the Chiefs in a thriller.
I'm gonna tell you what. Wait, who do you got, Felix? Who's your Super Bowl teams?
Before I say mine, I want to hear the audience.
Obviously, we
predictions.
have the Colts. We have the Colts winning
yeah, the
against
Colts
the
have to win
Saints.
that game.
Louis.
Really, man, if you really want to know what predictions are, I'm going with Pittsburgh and Saints.
You really think
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's going to
Wow.
make it to the
Pittsburgh.
finals?
I like it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a
I
nice
like it,
one.
man. Big
with
bounce.
Stevens with the offense. I mean, with the quarterback and coach that he was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so true what he was saying.
Yeah.
Like, having that combination, that chemistry,
And they have Connor.
Yes,
Connor in the backfield, bro.
beast.
Like that's a
Came
fucking
out of
monster,
nowhere
bro.
with- Yo, are you serious?
Kenny, we're back to you now. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Saints, Patriots.
Saints, Patriots?
Patriots.
Okay. What it should have been this year?
What it should have been.
What it
Yeah.
should have
The
been?
Super Bowl, we were all robbed.
Yeah, the
man.
Saints do want that.
Gui, who you got?
I got Patriots,
Obviously.
of course. Patriots, and I don't know, man. I'd just go Patriots anything.
Patriots, anything.
It don't matter.
Patriots versus
It don't
everyone.
matter, because you want to know why? Because I come and I wear my New England versus
Patriots?
shirt, and we're going for number 7. That's all I know. That's all I know. So
Wow, so
whoever's there is there.
That's facts.
Patty Mahomes is ready to
Yeah,
make that push
yeah.
and
So
get into the
Patty.
Super Bowl.
Wow.
And you're ready for who he's going to play against?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Nope. I wanted to say New Orleans so bad because New Orleans is who I think is going to like be with the biggest chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
And they'll have like the Cinderella story to win. But I think Aaron Rodgers edges out everyone with that momentum that I'm talking about.
So
if
you
he
think-
comes in hot, I think it's going to be
Bro.
the greatest
Oh my God.
showdown of running
my
quarterbacks
God.
of all time.
We've landed at our destination for this week's podcast. Once again, we thanking y'all for tuning in on your flight with us. We here at Toke Talk. And thank y'all for tuning in. If you check the live stream on our IG page, which is at XTokeTalksX, give us a follow, give us a like, and subscribe on YouTube. Shout out Captain Morgan for keeping us steady
Yes, sir.
during the turbulence of today's flight.
Damn, Louis really got me thinking about this.
We are going for liftoff.